Creative Magic Club. What's up? This is Sarah Mack and welcome to Creative Magic Club. Together, we'll discover inspirational stories of creative entrepreneurs living out their dreams, doing the work they are most passionate about, and building wealth in magical and fun ways. While building a six-figure income as a writer and coach, helping other women to launch their dream businesses, I've connected with so many incredible people and seen it proven again and again that you can thrive financially doing whatever it is you are passionate about. I am here to share life-changing strategies for mindset, making money, and reaching more people with your work in a business and life filled with creativity, freedom, and fun. Hi, Sarah Mack here from withsarahmack.com, and when I was brainstorming our title and topic for today, my intention is always what is going to make you the most money, what is going to elevate you and empower you to be really fucking financially abundant, doing the things that you want to do, being all of you and being fully expressed and having the life of freedom and fun that you are meant to be living. And so I'm very excited to share this content with you today because I know so many of you need to hear this over and over and over again. So please feel free to listen to this more than once. And what I'm going to talk about is 3 really potent, powerful, and important reasons why you should raise your prices now. And this is the party line over here on this show because I know that the people in my audience, you're undercharging and it's time for that to stop. And I think this is a very timely message, particularly maybe you've seen, people talking in the coaching industry and kind of dissing the high ticket prices and are they worth it? And are people getting their money's worth? And that is a whole conversation that's going on. And I just want to put some perspective on this because I know if you're listening to my content, that doesn't apply to you because there are still plenty of people out there. This is for people who are charging millions, hundreds of thousands, tens and tens of thousands for their coaching. And I'm not saying it's not worth it. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't question and reflect. But I think it's really important to remember that if you're not over and abundantly provided for by your business already, then don't let that conversation get in your head. And here's why. I'm going to start with this reason. If you're a woman, and particularly if you are a marginalized group, whether that's because of race, socioeconomic status, or maybe health status, you have disabilities or neurodivergent, you charge more money because these are groups that have historically been undervalued and have historically been undercharging and have experienced a lot of pushback for being paid abundantly, not only for labor, but also for intellectual property, right? The patriarchy has squeezed and oppressed marginalized groups and benefited from our free labor, from our free emotional labor, from our free intellectual property by, existing in a culture that over and over and over again devalues and, refuses to accept dollar amount exchanges and value for our skills, our gifts, our talents, our perspectives, and our unique abilities. So it's really important to remember that that is the world that we are living in. So if you notice your mind chatter going down the drain of maybe I shouldn't be charging more money, maybe I should put my prices down, what about all the people who can't afford it? Am I, doing a disservice? Let me just tell you this, after being in business for 5 years and charging every single price point from $22 all the way up to, you know, 5 figures and above for my offers. Charging less doesn't actually lead to impacting more people. This is like a strategic illusion that we ruminate on when we're building our business, because the fact is, unless you already have a really big and established audience, then obviously that might be a factor for you. But if you are newer in terms of building your audience, establishing your brand, and you don't have tens of thousands of people in your audience, you're only reaching a certain number of people. And it does take work, and it does take intentionality and, you know, a certain amount of time. Even though these things can happen very quickly, it does take, you know, intention to build an audience of larger numbers of people. And it takes the exact same amount of energy to sell something priced at, you know, $1,000 to $10,000 and above than it takes to sell something for $22 or for $111 or any price point. You still have to get clarity on the offer. You still have to get clarity on the ideal client and the message. You still have to show up and share and be repetitive and be visible and do the audience connection work and, you know, allow people to see you and find you and be educated about how you can help them enough to the point where they're going to buy from you. So as you are, you know, developing a product or an offer or a program or a business, or you're pivoting to a new ideal client or a new audience, like, raise your freaking prices, because that cash is going to go so much further now in the early stages. And you can channel that into growing your team, to being able to reach more people, and to being able to grow your impact so that you can one day reach many, many, many more people if that is a part of your vision. And you're going to get there so much more faster than having to scrap together many higher numbers of sales at much, much, much lower price points. So I think it's something that isn't talked about enough is the different stages of business and how different things apply, you know, at different phases of your audience, at different phases of your business development and your growth. So raise your prices. Be a stand for the change that you want to see in the world. If you want people like you, if you want women and marginalized groups to be more abundantly remunerated for their gifts and talents and skills, you have to go first. You have to take a stand by raising your prices and taking a stand for them and doing the mindset work and doing the strategic work to get good at selling them, to get good at reaching the people who you know you're here to help, and doing a freaking amazing job at it to pave the way for other people to be abundantly paid as well. So that's my first reason. The next reason is just really a simple strategic one to remind you of, particularly if you're used to like pricing by the hour, or you'll still have some lingering mindsets around that, because obviously that's the way most of us relate to work. From whenever you had your first job, like, you know, I worked in a supermarket, I worked as a waitress, I worked per hour. And then when I became a freelance copywriter, I was still pricing per hour. I was still figuring out, even though I was charging per job, how many hours that was going to take me to do it, and figuring out my hourly rate and pricing accordingly. It wasn't until I launched my coaching business, well, after I launched my copywriting agency and then went into selling, you know, scalable group programs, that I started to think differently in terms of pricing not per hour, but pricing per the value that I was delivering to the client. And there's a really good reason for this, right? Like, you're not an employee. There is no dollar amount on your time, because it's not paying for your time. What the dollar amount that your client is paying is for the ability for you to be available to do that work for them and with them. Like, you have set your business up in a way to support people in these ways. And so that money has to not just cover the time that you're showing up, it also has to cover your business costs. It has to cover the time that you're spending in to actually getting clients and marketing and your bookkeeper, your accountant, your VA, so that you're not doing it all yourself. Like, no business is designed to run with one person running it. So you can invest in re-education, coaching and mentoring support. so that you can invest in your health and your happiness and the lifestyle that allows you to be healthy and well and thriving. Otherwise, why would you freaking do this anyway? Like, this is the whole point why we got into business in the first place. You have created this opportunity by choosing to have your business, by choosing to create the offers, that you've put your heart and soul into, that you've developed through your own embodied experience and wisdom, that has the potential to change people's lives, and you're creating that opportunity. If you never started this business, there would never be this opportunity to work with somebody like you to create the results that you are supporting clients to create. There's a cost to that. There's an actual dollar amount cost to that you're deciding to, that you get to decide as a fair exchange. That is worth it for you to be in business. And, obviously you get to continue to grow and create so much abundance. But let's make sure that no matter what phase you're in, no matter what new products or offers you're developing and putting out there, no matter what, fun, expansive pivots you're being called into, like, that gets to be abundantly paid for and supported. So make sure your prices are covering these things. And obviously there is more investment, in the early stages of development of any type of business, any type of, offer. There are things that, need to be in place to get ready, whether that's education, whether that's habit, whether that's skills, whether that's like actual work in terms of like assets, graphics, content development. But I invite you, and this is something that I write about in my book I've literally just finished the second round of edits, is the get paid to learn mentality. Like, you have so much value to give. You can develop things, you can learn things and grow as you're getting paid, as you're serving people. Like, you might as well be delivering these experiences and learning from these experiences and actually supporting people to create real transformation and value in their lives, and be receiving money as you're learning and growing and shifting. We'll get back to the episode in a moment, but first I want to tell you how I went from wondering if anyone would ever pay me thousands of dollars for my support with mindset coaching to consistently signing dream clients paying me prices like $3K, $10K, $15K and more. Learning how to tell my story online is what has made the biggest difference and has led me to making 6 figures, working with clients I adore, while traveling to 18 different countries, writing a book, and recording songs for an album. Freedom Club is my year-long mastermind where I teach you how to do it too. By mastering 6-figure storytelling and a simple content strategy, I went from hearing no at the end of every sales call to signing 5-figure dream clients in my DMs with ease. And from a $0 launch to consistently signing soulmate clients every month organically through social media. I went from undercharging, overworking, and overthinking my prices to receiving $1,000 to 5 figures for my coaching programs, and creating so much freedom to rest, play, create, and adventure in my dream life and business. Freedom Club is now open for enrollment. It's high-touch daily support for you and your business, with a one-on-one kickoff call to get crystal clear on exactly how to attract the perfect fit clients into your high-ticket offer through your storytelling. You also get daily access to tailored support in our group Voxer Chat, where you'll feel supported, seen, and inspired by our intimate community of heart-centered creative entrepreneurs. Plus, twice each month, you'll have hot seat coaching with me in our group coaching calls to dive deep into content edits, mindset shifts, energy management habits, launch strategy, or any back-end business support you need. And you'll have VIP access to my extensive training vault on everything you need to run a 6-figure coaching business, from content and social media strategy to money mindset, sales trainings, and lean team building, plus free access to any live programs or masterclasses I run throughout the year. This is the long-term foundational support to take your dream coaching business to 6 figures. Now you know you're ready to help more people with your incredible work by focusing on high-ticket sales. You can apply today at withsarahmac.com/freedom club. So there's 2 different mindsets here. One that I think are really important to just like remind ourselves of, because I think so often we don't naturally think like this if you haven't been brought up in a family of entrepreneurs. which is number one, that like, yeah, investing in ourselves and investing in our business and our ideas and our creative projects, like it requires some upfront investment, and that's okay. Like it's okay to leverage debt when you're getting something going. There's no shame in that. And like, don't fall into the mindset of like getting everything perfectly ready before you're selling and before you're proving your concept and before you're allowing yourself to prove that this is actually viable in generating income. So, finding that middle ground with wherever it is in your business. If you're trying out a new strategy or you're building out a vision of something that down the line is the way that you want to be living and operating, that's going to maybe create some re-education, like for example, a new audience growth strategy, like bringing someone on to help you do more video marketing, or buying a course on SEO, or, podcast strategy, or whatever it is that is a building block to the vision that you are seeing for yourself, that you're so lit up around and invested in following through to the finish line. And let's cultivate that mindset of like, let's get paid now. So get out of the money for time mindset and get paid to be delivering value, get paid for being of service to people now at whatever phase you are in, and allow that to support all of your actual costs now. And then the final one that I wanted to share as to why you should raise your prices now is, and please hear me when I say this, and I know that this isn't black and white, but when you charge really great, juicy prices for your time and for your work and for your offers, then you are going to attract the clients who are prioritizing their transformation now. And like I said, this isn't black and white. I have run a membership before where I was charging maybe $22 a month, and I've had clients in there who were like all in, fully committed, like literally created thousands and thousands of dollars by applying what I was teaching them. And I've also had, clients who were paying me thousands and thousands who like skipped a load of calls, like weren't available, didn't have that much time in their calendar to really prioritize following through on the work. So there definitely are outliers to this, but overall, when someone's putting down a big chunk of change, you're going to get someone who's actually prioritizing the work. And these types of clients are going to be the clients that get results. They're the ones that are going to truly benefit from your time, your energy, your expertise, and your support. Because, and I've been in this position myself over and over and over again, where like I was investing so much in my business and in my growth that I literally didn't have any money to do anything else. And, I was so freaking focused on that investment that I had made and in prioritizing that work. And, I loved the experience. Like there's so much freedom that comes from when you actually give yourself the time, the space, the focus, the bandwidth to actually create the change around the things that you deeply desire in life. And that's the experience that people get to have. And I'm not saying that, people should have put all of their money just into coaching, but like that has been the reality for me. And, I've also since learned to budget and grow my income. Obviously the return on that investment happened for me and has allowed me to have a little bit more of a moderate approach in my investments, so that I'm not sacrificing everything else in my life. But I'm so grateful that I did that, because it got me to where I am today. And, when people are really prioritized and doing the work for themselves, they're going to create that transformation and they're going to become amazing testimonials for your business. You're going to get so much satisfaction from working with these clients because you're seeing their progress, you're celebrating together. It's so much more fun than someone who, maybe has like other priorities and is really struggling to actually implement the work and actually see the results in their own life. But there's something to be said about really prioritizing and putting time and focus, energy and money and investment. And that's really what that level of investment symbolizes And that's going to create so much more momentum in your business to continue to attract clients. Because let's be honest, like that's what it takes. If you're creating transformation, you're offering a program that creates transformation for clients, like you don't just get massive life transformation with one foot in and one foot out. That's not how it works. So by putting a price tag on it that reflects that it's going to require some commitment, you will attract clients who are committed, and they will create incredible transformation, and it will propel your business, not only through obviously the increased income, but through the impact that you're making on other people's lives. And that ripple effect is going to allow you to continue to grow and grow and grow, to reach even more people, to create even more walking testimonials out there in the world that this is possible, that this, that your work works, and to create testimonials, to create referrals that will continue to attract more and more people into your world to allow you to grow your impact, versus trying to manhandle and wrangle people who actually aren't at that level of commitment to transformation, to creating the results that you promise in your offer, which can happen when you undercharge. So notice what comes up for you around this. Notice the discomfort, notice what's going on in your body, notice, the mental resistance, notice the beliefs that are bubbling up to the surface around, yeah, but this isn't going to work for me, or this isn't going to work for my niche, or this isn't going to work for my audience because blah, 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 blah. And put a pin in it, like write it down. Notice where your head's at. Notice where your nervous system is at around taking a stand for the value that your work provides, and go and raise your goddamn prices already, because our world will change when your clients are getting better results, when your business is growing because the cash that's flowing through it, when your impact is growing, when you have more resources and support to reach more people, to grow your audience without burning out, without hating your life, so that you can thrive, you can be the most magnetic version of you, you can get to that next level of skill in allowing your message to land with people, allowing your clarity and your brand to resonate and to land, so that other people can support you to continue to create the impact that you're here to make through your work. This is really, really, really important. Don't make excuses for not charging the money you're ready to be charging. So let me know if this conversation is resonating. Please send it to anybody you know. And please help support to grow this podcast by going to iTunes via the link on withsarahmac.com. Please go and leave a 5-star review. Say something nice about what how this content has supported you. And Freedom Club, my mastermind, is open for enrollment for mastering 6-figure storytelling, simple fun launching, making hundreds of thousands of dollars through scalable group programs, high ticket coaching offers, doing your soul work with absolute soulmate dream clients, and living your most fun and free life at the same time as doing all of that. So please reach out to me if you have any questions about working together, and you can go and apply at withsarahmac.com. Thank you so much for being here, sending you so much love. Have an amazing rest of your day. To my website withsarahmac.com, and please support the show by liking, commenting, and subscribing.